Hi guys, so today I'm going to make for you my white wine chicken breast sauteed with mushrooms, or not stewed, I'll say stewed, with mushrooms and onions over a large bed of yellow rice and pigeon peas. To get started, we're going to clean off our mushrooms because they usually come dirty, so clean them off, follow the directions on the packaging. I just like to rinse mine off and wipe off all the dirt and double rinse it, make sure there's no dirt on my mushrooms. I absolutely have fallen in love with mushrooms, you guys. I used to dislike them just because of the way they looked. Where I'm from, by the way, I'm from South America. Growing up the way we grew up, we would call these things Jumbi umbrella. Umbrella, but Jumbi means like monster. So I never liked them from since then. And my husband kind of pretty much, made me like them. I prefer my mushrooms stuffed, okay, with something cheesy, maybe a little bit of bacon. Oh, delicious. Let me stop. All right, now I'm going to go in with two medium-sized onions. So just put all of this in the same bowl if you want, or two separate bowls, or two separate plates, okay? I'm also going to use a few cloves of fresh garlic and chop this off. I know I usually use the jar stuff, which I still have, but I saw this huge clove of garlic, like this little bunch, and it looked like it was saying, cook me. Cook me, please. And that's what I did. I bought it and I'm going to cook it. Absolutely delicious. I love fresh garlic. I love the jar stuff. It makes my life easier because I honestly hate cutting up garlic, but there's nothing like fresh garlic. Nothing like it. And it's very good for your stomach and your digestion and your health, okay? So once I have that all cut up, oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure someone's going to ask me where this knife is from. I actually own four of them. They're from the Pioneer Woman collection that is sold in Walmart. I don't really like all her other stuff, but the knives, I'm here for the knives, okay? So now with the chicken breasts, I'm doing, I believe, 5 to 6 chicken breasts. I'm going to kind of fillet them like this and make them bigger than they are. So what you do is you cut off all the fat as much as you can, and you just cut and roll. So this way you're kind of thinning out the breast. This is going to help it cook more evenly and much faster, okay? It's also going to keep it from being completely dry, in my opinion, of course. So I hope you guys are, understanding how I'm cutting this. I really hope you guys are paying attention to how I cut that chicken just the way Lucy was paying attention. I just realized she's in the video just peeking from the top right corner there, and she doesn't go on the counter. She doesn't interfere with my food, but she's not allowed in the kitchen, when I'm cooking. So I told her to go in the living room. So for the seasoning, I'm using a bit of kosher salt, seasoned to your taste and to your liking. I'm using a bit of kosher salt, a small amount of adobo, black pepper, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, okay, and parsley. And I'm also going to add a bit of olive oil on the chicken itself, and this is going to help keep the spices on the chicken, okay? Make sure everything, blends and melts into the meat and gives it a really nice flavor, okay? You can always do the oil beforehand. It's up to you, okay? Whatever your preference is. But this is something I like to do. And remember, flavor to your liking, or season to your liking. Hear me, flavor. Because a lot of people do not like flavor on their meat. They don't. I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. But if I'm eating something, I need it to have flavor. Lots of it, okay? I like to enjoy food. Not just eat it to survive, but eat it to enjoy it. And as you guys could see, I'm rubbing the seasoning into the meat. I have one dry hand and one dirty hand. So my left hand is the dry, clean hand, and my right hand is pretty much my working hand. It's my dominant hand, but I can use both. Okay, but when you're seasoning by hand, try to keep one hand clean and one hand dirty. So use the clean hand to touch your bottles and things that you don't want to get raw meat on. Okay, so I put everything in this container. This is a foil container that I got from Dollar Tree, which you can wash and reuse multiple times. So I just use this one to season meat in, or put seasoned meat in. I put some olive oil in a large, very, very large pan. This is like a saute pan or frying pan, whatever you want to call it, but it's very, very big. Okay. And I put the olive oil in there. I let it heat up and it's on high heat. What you want to get is a nice brown sear on each side of the chicken breast. Okay. So give it about 3 to 5 minutes. Make sure it's nice and brown and flip it. And this is how it should look. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in and cut up a small onion. This is going to be for our yellow rice. You can cut it up really fine or you can leave it in big chunks. I just leave it in, I guess, medium-sized chunks. Okay, and I'm also going to cut up a clove of garlic. And these cloves are really, really big, so I'm only using one. Could definitely use more if you like more garlic, okay? I'm gonna add a bit of olive oil into my pot. Don't mind my pot, it's been used and abused a lot, okay? Okay. All right, so you're gonna add in your small onion and garlic and just saute them just for a bit, And we're going to put in 4 cups of parboiled rice, not regular white rice, parboiled rice, okay? Use any brand that you like. I'm using, which brand am I using? I completely forgot. But use any brand that you like, okay? I usually buy them in a 20-pound bag and put them in a different container. So you're going to use 2 of these Sasson packets. These are the ones for yellow rice. Okay, make sure you check the box. It will have a broad yellow top part on it and it'll have like a bowl of rice on the packaging. So that's what that one's for. And a can of coconut milk. I prefer the Goya coconut milk. It's much creamier and it just tastes fresher, okay? I'm going to use the can from the coconut milk and add in 3.5 cups or cans of water and mix that together. And then we're going to add in 2 cans of drained pigeon peas. And remember to season your rice. If you don't like it seasoned, that's fine. I'm just going to add in a bit of salt and pepper. And I'm using kosher salt. I'm just going to mix that together, cover it, and put it on high and bring it to a boil. And while that's boiling, check on your chicken, give it a flip. Okay, once it's flipped, just let that cook on the other side. I can't wait to have my new stove, you guys. My current stove is what came with the house when I purchased the house, and it takes forever to cook and fry anything. It's an electric stove, and I dislike it so much. This is my last piece of chicken that I will be browning, or my last 2 pieces of chicken, by the way. Okay, and once I get that seared on one side, I'm going to go ahead and flip it. And so long as you get that nice coloring on each side of the chicken, don't worry if it's fully cooked because this chicken's going back in the pot, okay? It's going to be cooked a second time. So once everything is nice and cooked, take it out of the pan. And don't forget to check your rice. You don't want your rice to burn. Remember, we had it on high, and once it starts boiling, you want to give it a quick stir to make sure everything is nice and incorporated because the peas will rise to the top, okay? Now lower the heat, cover that, and then back to the pan, leave it on, put it on medium heat, put in your onions and garlic that we cut up in the beginning part of the video, and you're going to want to let those cook a bit, okay? Just enough so they start looking a bit translucent. I added in a 1.5 tablespoon of salted butter, real butter, not margarine. Okay, and as you guys could see, the onions, they look a bit translucent now, just a tiny bit. That's what you kind of want to get. And this should take about 5 minutes maybe on medium-high heat. Medium or medium-high. Depends on your stove, okay? I have to keep mine up at medium-high heat because my stove, my pilot, or whatever you call that thing, is broken. So I added in 1/4 cup white cooking wine. And this is optional, you don't have to do it, but the alcohol does cook out. And you're going to season with a bit of salt and pepper, okay? And as you guys can see, it cooks out, so you don't have the alcohol in there, you just get the taste of it, okay? I promise you it tastes great. After the alcohol has cooked out, you want to go ahead and add in your mushrooms. If you notice, the liquid has reduced, so it's not as watery. So you're gonna go in and add your mushrooms on top of that. These are, I guess, regular white mushrooms. These were super huge, and I got these around New Year's, I think it was, and they were so huge in a huge pack. Everyone was buying them. I bought a pack too. Okay, so absolutely love these mushrooms, and mushrooms absorb whatever you put them in. They absorb whatever flavor you put them in. You put them in a soup, you put them in a stew. They absorb the flavor like sponges. They also release a lot of liquids. Okay. So don't worry if there's no stock or anything in this pot. It's going to create its own gravy. Just watch. And remember, the chicken is also partially cooked, still has a lot of moisture in it, okay? We're gonna go ahead and toss in the pan gravy in the pot. So just lay your chicken breast over the bed of mushrooms and onions. We're gonna add in a couple slices of real butter and cut up a half of a shallot. They sell these in the same area where you would find onions and garlic, okay? It has a very light onion flavor, very, very light. And then we'll go ahead and sprinkle that over our chicken. And we're also going to cut up some fresh parsley and sprinkle that over the chicken as well. I like adding parsley and fresh herbs and stuff like that. Also thyme to my food. It just gives it a really nice flavor. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some oregano on top of that and some thyme. Some time to have a good time with your food. Oh, that was so corny. All right, so make sure you check your rice. After it was doing the boil, we left it on the stove on low heat for 20 minutes. If it's still moist, just leave it there until it dries up just a bit, but you don't want your rice to be too dry, okay? You want a little tiny bit of moisture in there, okay? All right, so we're going to check the chicken, and as you can see, it created its own sauce, its own gravy. And the reason why we put the chicken on top of the mushrooms and the onions is because you don't want the chicken to overcook to the point where it gets dry. And this is also going to let all the juices of the chicken cook onto the mushrooms and the onions, okay? So to start plating, we're just going to put some rice in the plate. You can plate however you like. I eat with my eyes first, so I plate in a way that it looks good to me. Okay. And then I put my chicken on there. You could put your sauce first, then your chicken. Totally depends on what you want to do. It's just putting food in a plate. Okay. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna spread the rice, put the chicken on there, and then put the gravy over it with a little bit of the mushrooms, a little bit of the onions. Move it out the way a little bit, just so people can see if you're serving this to someone, just so they can see all that hard work that you put into that chicken breast, okay? And this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this cooking tutorial. I hope you recreate it. If you do, let me know. Tag me in pictures on Instagram at Cooking with Queenie, or let me know in the comment section. Make sure you like and comment. It helps the channel, and I'll see you guys all very soon in another video. Love you guys. Bye.